it would be a goddamn crime. Loving you is easily, me not lie. Send me one breed, you oh, you start smile.
But the one thing that's different is that he doesn't have a lot of old heads, a lot of old guys that's not athletic.
Right.
He's got a lot of athletic guys, even with Clarkson and Nance and them. I'd rather go in there this year in the playoffs with them instead of what he went in there last year with Williams and all of them. They are more athletic, and I think they'll adjust to it. And once you get into the playoffs, it's just like if you got butterflies, once you start going up and down that court, you're going to adjust to it. And I think that's a little different. They're going to be a little bit more athletic, and they'll be a little bit more different. I still think they're probably one of the teams to beat in the East, because that's what I feel that way.
My only concern is that how much time do these young guys need to get adjusted? Because normally you have a great cushion when you got Kyrie Irving and a healthy Kevin Love and LeBron, on your side. Now you got LeBron at the height of his power, still obviously at 33 and 15 years deep in his career. But Kevin Love's got a chiclet loose.
Yep.
He's had injury after injury, tough season for him physically. And you don't have that second score, that dynamic second option like you've had in Kyrie that can rescue you, early in games, early in a series, and certainly at crunch time when you need somebody to make that shot. That element is gone from this team.
Well, not only has this group not gone through a playoff run together, because the season has been so segmented, this particular group has not been healthy together for a good run of games of more than 5 or 6 in a row so far this season. Mentioned it off the top, LeBron said yesterday he would vote for himself for MVP if given the opportunity. Hey, why not? It's hard to imagine James Harden not winning it for the first time, but it is remarkable that LeBron is legitimately still in the conversation 15 years into his career. And you think about some of the great athletes of all time, most of them aren't doing this kind of stuff 15 years into their career. Karl Malone was still great.
He was great.
Still posing 15 years into a season. Martin Brodeur, maybe the first time I've ever said that name on this network.
And correctly.
Led the NHL in games and minutes. Randy Johnson, the big unit, led the majors in wins and strikeouts in his 15th season. And last but not least, Tom Brady, who's still getting it done into his 40s. Look, Babe Ruth led the majors in home runs in his 15th year in the major leagues. But those instances are few and far between. In context, where does this season rank among LeBron's career?
To me, it has to be ranked up here real high. It's got to be at least in his top 3, because you got to think about it. In my 15th year, I was sitting down talking about, let's go get a cocktail or something. Let me just play, But he is still at the top of his game. He's that guy that they got to go to. When we're in our 15th year, we're thinking about let's sit on the bench, let's help somebody out, come out. But he's still there, scoring points, rebounds. He's doing everything. He's dunking the basketball like he's almost 17 years old. He's doing that thing. And I think he has to rank this up here high. What's a guy who's got 30,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, and 8,000 assists? First to ever do it in NBA history. Who can imagine that at 15 years?
Yeah.
So I think he has to. He knows that he's still in great shape, and he's still up there, and he's still going to break a lot of records. I think he's still got about 4 years left in him, really good at a high level, and I think that he can do that, and he's going to break a lot of records.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. The thing with all those guys, they're all amazing at that stage of their career. The thing about him, though, at that stage, he's the best player.
Still.
Unquestionably the best player. That's what's the most amazing part. Not that because look, Kobe was still great prior to that last injury late in his career. You saw the numbers from Karl Malone. I mean, there have been guys who've been really good at that stage of their career. They just weren't in the conversation to be the best player.
Right.
And not only is he in the conversation, he is the conversation. And the fact that he's also played in 7 consecutive finals and expected, even though they're a 3 seed, to get to an 8th with a roster that everybody's questioning, right? So, that in and of itself speaks volumes. And remember, in James Harden's case, it's great. James Harden's been at this level for the last 4 years. Historically, he's been phenomenal. The difference for Houston has been the other guys they brought in, Chris Paul and that defense. James Harden should have already won an MVP in my estimation.
Right.
He's, no doubt about it, going to win it this year and well-deserved.
The difference for LeBron James is he's still talking about being at his best while some of his other guys were in high school when he was at his previous best. All of his 15 seasons have been box office. I think the best analogy for LeBron James is not a sports analogy. It's more of a movie analogy. Who's a star that can, being a blockbuster 15 years ago and then still be making blockbusters to this day. Will Smith, Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, those are his peers when it comes to the headlining he's doing for the NBA. This is the guy who's been the face of this league for so long now. There's a generation of players who have grown up with LeBron James as their Michael Jordan or Kobe. Think about that now. Not just fans, but players in the league who have grown up idolizing him.
He's the Rolling Stones, touring into their 60s
Pretty good.
and 70s.
That's exactly what it is.
He's got a chance to be the oldest player to ever lead the league in minutes. In addition to all the other numbers, he's out there every night, hasn't missed a game this season at 33. Karl Malone, oldest MVP ever, by the way, at 35. Ron's still got some MVP-worthy years ahead of him. We've still got some time before he tips off in Charlotte. More on the King when we come back, including the Gloves game plan for slowing him down if he had the chance today.
What? Hey, okay. Naruto, Ninetale, Fox, I feel like a Gucci ad-lib. Go to the Coca-Cola mascot.